Yeah, there we go. We're back. The worst thing about this is all the damn furniture in the way. Crap ton of it. There we go. This room, and this room. With a small bathroom. Got a work cut out for us here. Before, this is the one we already did. Away we go. Definitely got a rotten spot here. Does that play good? Does it? Alright, so start with, we're using this saw, which I like for cutting around the edges. Harbor Freight tool. And what I like about it is it cuts right up against the wall. Like that. And then you come back, Dremel tool. One of my YouTubers mentioned that every 4 feet there was a piece of this strip, and that it was glued. That it was glued real bad. And to be honest, a lot of times they're glued, a lot of times they're not. This is actually a piece of plywood, not a 1x4 that they put on here. They do have to be cleaned up. And if you notice, this is what we do. When you cut out the floor, you want to be careful for your wall, mainly. You want to be careful with the wall. Cut it in little squares, and they come up a lot easier. Once you cut your squares out, break them right off. If they're not glued too hard. They are glued. Yeah, just cut them, twist your little square out, clean up your square. Sawzall will clean these up. Yep, see that? Just bust it right sideways. Yep. That's all we're going to do.
That piece right there.
We'll cover it up.
Cover that up. Get motion.
Cut your squares, break it right off. We could use a piece of plywood in here to clean them off. If we had a piece of plywood laying down, we could stand on it, clean that in, move it over, clean it up, move it over, clean it up. They don't want to come out, do they, Bill?
No, that one does. Got the rest of them out.
Yeah, break them up. Just lay it down where we can work on it. it up. Part of it. This is all part of it. Got to get this off that is glued on. I want to show you how we do it. That's one way. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Scraping, more scraping. You notice on this outside wall, this is what you're going to run into. There's nothing there to put your flooring back to. Add 2 2x4s right there. 2 2x4s. That's 2 inches. 2 2x4s will be 3 inches. That gives you 1 inch out here to re-nail your plywood to. I use screws. Frame up the corners. I frame in all the outside walls again. It's a process. It takes time. And it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. But if you stay steady at it, with you and a couple of your buddies, it can be done. Uh-oh, somebody bleeding. You can see in front of that window it's been wet. So we'll do some extra work under that window to replace that rotted underneath piece. They're going to take it all out and frame all the way to it. That will have to be cleaned up, obviously. That's just a staple. Time to get the bags in here and start cleaning up. We are just about there. The next step, after we got it all cleaned up, the floor is cleaned up, the glue all off them, the staples all pulled out, the screws all pulled out, a little bit of everything here. We're going to start framing around the outside walls. And this is something that you'll notice probably on yours. Watch this. See if I can get this camera down out of my hand here. Alright, look. You're getting ready to put framing around here. And look at this. Where am I at? Here it is right here. See that nail? You want to put framing all the way to this back wall. So you're going to put a 2x4 on the flat all the way here, and it's going to go all the way up to the plywood. And to the top of your floor joist right here. See if I can get this on camera. Yes, so from here, and then look, you have to deal with this thing, which is a 1/2-inch piece of plywood on this side. You got to worry about that too.
Knock it down.
Yeah. So you're going to have to take your 2x4 and notch it, whatever it sticks out past the floor joist, so your 2x4 will go in there and be flush with the top of this, because this is the top of the floor. And this is also the top of the floor. What they've done for some reason, well, I tell you the reason. They run their board, their OSB or crap wood they put on the floor lengthways this way, and we're going the other way. So they put them this way just in case their plywood breaks over here on this side, or if it breaks over here on this side, they don't have to worry about 1.5 inches down through there. So that gives them leeway. In other words, it gives them a reason to do crappy work. But that's all there is to that. But so we're going to frame in here. So them screws have to be cut off. So that's the next thing. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Sorry about the camera shake. Alright. So these screws down here, or nails, whatever they are, if you'll take a pair of cutters, like this right here, and you put it up there as far as you can get to where you can get the top of it, squeeze, oops, excuse me. You want to squeeze as hard as you can, and then go back and forth on that screw or nail, whatever it is, a couple times while you're squeezing, and then grab it again down lower, and it'll break right off. So that's the trick the old guy taught me. Get it up as high as you can. Score it. Score it with your cutters. Didn't say it was going to be easy. Score it a couple times, grab it down a little bit lower, it'll break right off. Instead of having to get in there and pull on it and fighting on it, because that can be a real pain in the butt. Like this one right here, if I was to try to get it out of there, I'd have to twist it and twist it and twist it until it got to where it would break off. But if I just grab it, twist a couple times, it breaks right off. That's my little trick of the day. On this side of the wall over here, Billy's finding that they're not as far out as they were on that side. And he's able to just go ahead and beat them flat with that 2x4 that's in there with his hammer. Just knock them flat. There you go. Because they're sitting way in the back. They're actually coming down through the plywood into that outside band. They just missed a lot. That's all. And it came through the 2x4. So we'll flatten them out. The object is get that as flat as you can or as smooth as you can, because you're getting ready to run 2x4s down through there. And you want it to be nice and flat. And that is just to hold the plywood from ever dipping. I'm not sure as I need it on a 16 inch with 3/4 inch plywood, but we do it anyways. Over here on the other hand, you definitely need it because you have 2 inches before it goes back. So get it smooth as you can. That's the most important thing. Go down through this, smooth it all out. Once you get your floors all taken care of, cleaned up, cut back. See, Paul's got his little closet flashlight here. Makes it hard to see, doesn't it? Okay. Now frame it. Frame it. Framing 2x4s. We just get a bunch of 2x4s and start framing that thing in. I've always put blocking down through here. Do we have to on this?
Don't have to, but always do.
Yeah, we always do, right?
Yeah. Now it's 3/4, and then you say you ain't gonna sag now.
I just feel like it makes it.
Put him in there. That right there gotta be reaching half shoulder.
Could be using the what are them screws? 1 5/8?
Yeah, one headed trailer.
Okay.
Screws, in the back.
I got you.
I'm using what I can use. I ain't using nowhere else. That's what I don't need them, but it looks better. Down 1 minute. So if you ain't come this way. You even with your 2 or 4 plywood?
Right there.
Plywood. Huh? You even with plywood, right?
Plywood.
Yeah.
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 Look. You see that too before it come up over there.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The inside one.
I gotta pull it up.
Yeah,
We'll get it up. We can pull it up. Best way to pull it out. Yeah. Put that tight, Billy. You ain't got that, you nothing. You didn't even hit it.
Okay, right there.
That's why I put it under it. You gotta hit the blocking. Put a couple of them in it if you don't mind. Each one. Up, down, whatever. Side to side. Whatever you decide. Okay. Alright. That might need some more. Look, Bill. Yeah, they gotta go out. There wasn't, apparently it wasn't there. Something's going on. Alright. Didn't like it. Don't like it. It's got too much movement in it. I want that to be solid, just like the floor joist is. And take it off. Too much movement. Don't know why it moves, but it does. Is it the outside blocking, or what is it doing it? Paul, can you add more blocking in there? That's all you need is to make it solid. No? No, that won't work. Yeah, you just need more screws. Should have just put a hole in there. Is what it should have did. It would have been less time. All right, you like that? A lot more screws. Add some more blocking. We just don't want that moving around. We We don't want that moving around by any means. That's the last thing I want to move around. There you go. Starting over. See where all the blocks are?
Yeah, go on here.
Okay. Let's put screws in everything. Good. Plenty of screws. Most importantly to me, I like the extra blocking, make it a little bit more solid. This 16-inch on center, for the most part, you really don't need that part. When you're using a 3/4 inch plywood, you're probably not going to bow down between there, even if you don't put the blocking in. I just like it. So anyway, blocking, 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 plenty of blocking. Just keep rocking. We could go back to old school black and white, but we wouldn't have all these tools in the videos now, would we? No, we'd have a screwdriver. We'd have a screwdriver or something. So we're going back to new school.
You'll take old school, you hammer and drive, hammer and nail. Hammer and nail is no good.
Imagine that. Hammer and a nail. Don't know what we would do. Tell me who knows what they would do if all they had was hammer and nails. No screws, no screw guns.
I don't know how to do that.
No skill saws. Imagine cutting around that floor without a skill saw. closet, so you're walking on solid. All the framing against the walls. Back wall. This thing's ready for plywood. Almost done. Sweet. One down. Love it. Closet's in. That plywood. There was a floor joist right here. Okay. So I wish I would have showed it in the video, but the flooring came out all the way underneath the store. In other words, the plywood that was on the decking. We took and knocked it off. So now it's open all the way across there. We just knocked that piece off, and then we notched this piece of plywood so it went under that door. So there's a notch. And there it is. You can see the other side. One side came in further than the other did, but that was just the way it worked out. And as you can see, the old carpeting is still there. We just cut it all the way out. And cut everything just as tight as we could. A little gap here, but it's going to have shoe molding, remember, all the way around this. This is going to be linoleum or vinyl, whatever you call it. So this is done. We already did this part in the middle here.